Energy management, energy efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
It really feels like we've hit this point where it's not just, nice to have. It's absolutely core to business now.
Absolutely. Whether you're a big company trying to streamline things or maybe smaller but with big green goals, it's just vital.
And right at the center of good energy management, you often find systems like ISO 50001. So today, we're doing a deep dive into two really, really crucial roles within that system.
That's right. We're talking about the internal auditor and the lead auditor.
Exactly. Our mission really is to unpack what these folks actually do. What are their different jobs? What skills do they need?
And we're using source material on ISO 5001 auditor roles and competencies as our guide here. The aim is to give you a really clear picture of how these roles make sure an energy management system, an ENMS, is actually, working effectively.
Okay, so let's start with the internal auditor. I always think of them as the organization's own eyes and ears on this.
That's a good way to put it. They're doing what's called a first-party audit, basically looking inward.
Right, the company checking itself.
Precisely. And their purpose is kind of threefold. Check compliance, sure, but also spot ways to improve and just make sure the whole ENMS thing is actually running properly day to day.
So what does that look like, their sort of day to day?
Well, a big part is planning. They have to map out internal audit schedules, create checklists based on what the energy management system actually covers, the scope.
So it's not random checks. It's planned.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It needs to be strategic. Then there's the execution. They have to conduct the audit itself objectively independently. That means talking to staff, digging into records, looking at operations.
Gathering the actual evidence.
Exactly. And it often uncovers more than just whether rules are being followed. You find real opportunities sometimes.
Yeah, the independence is key, isn't it? They need to be able to report honestly.
Hugely important. Which leads to the reporting part. They document everything, findings, observations, any nonconformities. Then they write up the internal audit report.
But it doesn't just end with the report sitting on a shelf.
No. Follow-up is crucial. They need to check that fixes for previous issues, corrective actions, have actually been done. And they monitor the whole continual improvement side of things.
Okay. And documentation ties into that.
Yeah, keeping good audit records, submitting reports to the right people, like the ENMS coordinator or management. It's all part of that cycle.
It sounds like a really continuous loop rather than just a one-off check. Could you give us some really concrete examples? What might an internal auditor actually do?
Sure. Okay, so one day they might be checking if the energy performance indicators, the NPIs, are actually being tracked every month like they're supposed to be.
Make sure the numbers are watched.
Right. Or verifying training records. Does everyone have the basic energy awareness training they need? Checking if energy objectives are being actively worked on, not just written down somewhere.
About documents?
Definitely. Confirming that procedures, policies, all that necessary paperwork is current, and people can actually find it easily. These tasks ground the whole system in reality.
That paints a really clear picture. Okay, so the internal auditor is that vital internal check. But what about when you need sort of a higher level view or maybe an external validation?
That's where the lead auditor steps in. It's a different level of responsibility.
A broader scope, leadership.
Exactly. The lead auditor's job is to lead audit teams. That could be for bigger internal audits or often for external audits like certification audits.
So they could be working for a certification body, for instance.
Potentially, yes. Or leading a complex internal program. Their main goal is ensuring the whole audit planning, execution, reporting is done professionally and follows the ISO 1911 guidelines for auditing.
ISO 1911. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're ensuring the process is sound.
Precisely. Maintaining the integrity of the audit itself, this means they take on leadership roles within the audit.
Like managing the team.
Yes, assigning roles to team members, making sure everyone stays objective and impartial. Big focus on that.
And what about the planning side for them? Is it similar to the internal auditor?
It's more extensive. They develop the overall audit plan, define the criteria, the scope, the objectives very carefully, and they handle the coordination with the organization being audited, the auditee.
So more strategic planning.
Definitely. And team management is a big piece too. Briefing the team, pulling together all the findings from different auditors, sorting out any disagreements or conflicts during the audit.
Smoothing things out.
Right, and making sure the whole team is consistent in how they assess things. During the audit itself, they're often involved in the detailed clause-by-clause checks with their auditors, maybe tackling the trickier parts.
So still hands-on to some extent.
Oh, yes. And they lead those crucial opening and closing meetings, especially with top management. That's where key messages are delivered.
And the final report.
That's ultimately their responsibility.
Right.
Finalizing it, approving it, and submitting the recommendations, whether that's to the company's top brass or to the certification body, they're the final sign-off.
Okay, so they carry a lot of weight. Can you give some examples of what a lead auditor might be doing, maybe highlighting the difference in scale?
Sure. Imagine a lead auditor overseeing energy audits across, say, 5 different factories for one big company, ensuring consistency.
Right, a multi-site audit.
Exactly. Or facilitating that closing meeting where they have to present potentially difficult findings to the CEO and board members. They're also assessing things like the energy baseline, the performance metrics, but crucially, looking at the overall system improvement and whether top management is genuinely committed and involved.
That link to top management seems critical for the lead auditor.
It really is. Their findings can influence major decisions.
Okay, we've got a good handle on what they do. But what does it actually take to be one of these auditors? Let's get into the competencies and the training, because you mentioned they're different.
They are quite distinct, yeah. So obviously, both roles need solid knowledge of ISO 500 in it itself. That's a given.
Makes sense.
But then you look at ISO 1911, the general auditing standard. For an internal auditor, knowing it is, let's say, preferred, helpful. For a lead auditor, it's absolutely required, mandatory.
Ah, okay. Because they're leading the whole audit process according to that standard.
Exactly. And experience levels differ too. An internal auditor might need, maybe 1 or 2 audits under their belt just to get the hang of it.
Practical experience.
Right. But a lead auditor, we're talking more like 3 to 5 audits minimum. Plus, they need to show they've actually led an audit team before.
Okay, so proven leadership is key there. What about technical knowledge? Energy systems and such?
Good point. Internal auditors need a moderate understanding. Lead auditors need a strong technical grasp because they might be assessing more complex situations or strategic elements.
And I guess communication and leadership skills follow that pattern.
Absolutely. Moderate level needed for internal, but really high-level skills are essential for lead auditors. They're dealing with teams, management, potential conflicts.
Makes total sense. And certification. Is that a formal requirement?
That's a big differentiator. For internal auditors, getting certified is often optional, maybe recommended for career growth. But for lead auditors, holding an ISO 5001 lead auditor certificate from a recognized body, like IRCA or similar, is usually mandatory.
IRCA, the International Register of Certificated Auditors.
Oh.
Got it. So that points towards specific training paths.
It does. For someone looking to become an internal auditor, there's typically a shorter course, maybe 2 days. You can often find these online or in person. Great for staff doing their own company's audits.
Okay, focused and practical.
Yeah. The lead auditor course, though, is more intense. Usually a 5-day program, has to be from an accredited training provider. This is really aimed at, say, experienced quality managers, E&MS managers, or consultants who want to lead those formal certification audits.
Right, a much bigger commitment. Our source material even had a little example, didn't it? Someone like Ahmed Zaman.
Yeah, that was a nice touch. It showed someone, Ahmed, leading an internal audit at Factory A in January using ISO 50001 Form.2018, just reviewing their performance internally. Then, the next month, February, the same Ahmed Zaman is leading a full certification audit for a different company, ABC Power Ltd., under the same standard.
So it shows that progression, potentially, from internal focus to leading external assessments.
Exactly. It grounds these roles in, actual professional practice. Shows how the different competencies play out.
Okay, so wrapping this up, bringing our deep dive towards a close, what are the absolute main things we should take away about these two roles? Internal and lead auditor for ISO 5001.
Well, I think the biggest thing is that they're different, yes, but they work together. They're complementary. Both are absolutely vital.
For compliance, obviously.
Yes, ensuring compliance with the standard, but also, really importantly, finding those opportunities for improvement, driving real effective energy management. It's like a cycle: internal checks, feed improvement, lead audits, verify, and push further.
And for you listening, why does understanding all this matter?
Well, whether you're actually trying to boost your own organization's energy performance, or maybe you're thinking about a career in auditing, or even if you just want to be more informed about these global standards.
Which are becoming more and more important.
Exactly. Knowing these roles helps you understand the whole process better. Who does what, why it's rigorous, and why it actually matters for the bottom line and, the planet.
It demystifies it a bit.
It does. So maybe a final thought to leave people with.
Yeah.
Considering everything we've talked about, the detailed responsibilities, the skills needed How might really robust, well-run energy audits move beyond just ticking compliance boxes? Could they actually become a core strategic asset for a company's future? Thinking about long-term sustainability, financial health, especially in the world we're heading into, right?